is a problem, the problem will be taken care of.
The President has made clear that he will not accept the United States and its allies and partners in the region being under threat from this hostile regime.
The whole population is determined to stand up and fight until the last bullet, until the last soldier.
North Korea is at war. Nothing has changed in more than 60 years. For this reclusive country, the Korean War has never ended.
For North Korea, the state of war is the normal state of existence. And the population of North Korea are told every day that the war is going on. It never ended in 1953.
The drums are now beating louder. American warships are steaming near the Korean coast. This past weekend, North Korea put on a display of its own firepower. It sends a deadly warning. It has the weapons, and if pushed, it could use them.
The worst thing for the Kim's regime is an attack, regime change, occupation of North Korea, total chaos, and the termination of the dynasty.
Leonid Petrov has spent a lifetime studying this hermit kingdom. He was in the capital, Pyongyang, just this year. It is, he says, a strange place where time has stood still.
North Koreans live in the year 106.
106?
Yes, this from the 106th year after the birth of their founding father, Kim Il-sung.
They're not living in the 21st century?
They live in the year 106.
Survival of the regime now rests with a boy king, Kim Jong-un. He came to power before he was 30 years old. Like his father and grandfather, he is brutal, he executes rivals, he rules his people with fear, and he continues to amass a military that threatens nuclear apocalypse. In a report for the United Nations, former Australian High Court Judge Michael Kirby peered into this terrifying world of secret prisons, mass starvation, and state-sanctioned violence.
We found that there was widespread, prolonged and brutal wrongs done to the people of North Korea, many of which rose to the level of crimes against humanity.
So could a regime that turns its guns on its own people launch an attack against the rest of us?
If North Korea is attacked with the force which is similar to a nuclear capability, nuclear attack, then North Koreans probably wouldn't think twice before using the weapons of mass destruction.
Petrov fears an American attack that pushes North Korea into a corner. Kim Jong-un, he says, would immediately strike across the border into South Korea. Military strategists believe it could rain down 500,000 artillery rounds in just 1 hour.
That would cause tens of thousands of human lives, at least, and massive panic, and also devastation to the infrastructure.
Donald Trump is turning to China, North Korea's closest ally, to try to rein in the rogue nuclear state. But he has warned if China fails, he will act.
North Korea is looking for trouble. If China decides to help, that would be great. If not, we will solve the problem without them. USA.
Michael Kirby believes we are reaching a nightmare scenario.
North Korea is increasingly growing to a point that it can threaten China and Japan, Russian Federation, but also by its missiles, even a country like Australia and the west coast of the United States. It's not certain that we will survive, and we will only survive if somehow humanity can grasp this problem and deal with it in a way that is going to remove the risks that certainly exist. We shouldn't ignore this. This is a very serious moment, really, in human history.
North Korea is holding a nuclear-armed gun to the world's head. It has carried out 5 nuclear tests. It is believed to have anywhere between a dozen and 20 bombs. It is working on a missile that could strike the continental United States or even Australia. Years of talks have failed. Now the future rests in the hands of a paranoid, brutal young leader, Kim Jong-un, and an impulsive and unpredictable American president, Donald Trump.
How close are we to a potential apocalypse?
I think we're quite close, and I believe that the ball is in the US court right now. So North Koreans are not going to give in easily. They are not prepared to surrender, and definitely they're not prepared to give up their nuclear ambitions, because this is the token of the regime's survival. So American administration must understand that they have to either agree, negotiate, and find a compromise with North Koreans, or the war is imminent, and this war is going to damage badly the US allies in the region.